Hi, this is Jan Reha with the Career Discovery Show. In the past few segments, I've been interviewing either self-employed or small business owners. Today, I'm going to be interviewing Glenn Heemstra with Futurist.com. Welcome.
Thank you.
And tell us a little bit how you got to be a futurist.
As a kid, I grew up interested in the future. I went to a college which hired as its president a guy who came from the space program to be the president and was a founding member of the World Future Society, became a mentor. So it's kind of a classic mentor story. So I began to do some presentations as a futurist while I was employed in higher education. 2 decades ago, I left my last higher education teaching job and set out to be a full-time business consultant, public speaker, professional speaker, and futurist, and began doing pretty much full-time futurist work within a couple of years. And it was right at the time the web popped up. This was in the late 80s and then into the early 90s. And in the early 90s, I noticed that there was this new thing coming called Mosaic. And that meant that you needed to have a homepage, and I checked and no other futurist had registered Futurist.com. So that's how I became the owner of Futurist.com, which is the most important piece of real estate.
So tell me, yes, you mentioned a college that you went to. What was that college?
The college was a small liberal arts college in Spokane, Washington called Whitworth College.
Yes.
And in the 1970s, the president was this amazing guy named Ed Lindemann, who had been director of program planning for building Apollo. And I had had this childhood interest in the space program. So that was just this nice confluence of people and events.
And so it sounds like you became a teacher or what?
After I graduated, did some graduate school, became a college faculty member. I taught at Whitworth, and then I taught at the University of Washington, and I taught at Antioch University here in Seattle. And I did that for about 15 years or so, and then decided to go full-time into business consulting and professional speaking.
So what classes did you teach?
I was a communications teacher, so interpersonal, small group, organizational communication, public speaking, rhetoric, and that kind of thing. Toward the end, I was able to teach some future studies and some long-range kind of strategic planning classes when I was running a master's program at Antioch University.
Was that what was the name of our
whole? The program was called Whole Systems Design, and what we did was we studied how it is that systems change and how it is that you can encourage change in systems.
Well, we certainly are in a time frame where we need to do that today. Is that not true?
Yeah, we're facing a lot of change, and both positive and negative.
Yes. So tell me a little bit about what it took to get your business started, because that's quite a leap going from teaching and being a part of an institution to becoming your own institution.
I went to a Kinko's and I printed a brochure, and I was standing, this is true, I was standing at the copy machine, and a guy said, "What are you making?" And I said, "I'm making a brochure, I'm starting up a small business." And he said, "You understand that only 1 out of 10 of you survive."
That's true.
And that's so that was an interesting little introduction. And I basically marketed by waiting for the phone to ring. I had a lot of follow-up business. It was a public speaking business, a professional speaking business. So you do a presentation, you get 30 or 100 or 150 people in the audience, and somebody else calls you. And so it kind of built pretty rapidly, actually.
You were fortunate. And what kind of, so you basically spoke about futures trends?
There are two, I talk about 2 aspects of the future. What does the future look like, or future trends, and how do you go about creating or shaping the future, which is really more about strategic planning and developing a kind of mindset about trying to take control of the future rather than letting it just happen to you.
Okay, so I'm curious, you have chosen to go down the road of being a speaker rather than maybe being an internal change agent, like doing some...
Well, I do some internal change agent work in the consulting part of my business. My business has been about 60–70% professional speaking, and then the rest of it is what I call consulting, which is mostly assisting organizations when they want to do strategic and long-range thinking or planning. So that might be the design and facilitation of a number of retreats. It might be working with an organization, kind of a set of think tanks in which they try to reimagine their future. What I have not done, and which a lot of business consultants do, is become an internal consultant in one organization that stays with them for a long period of time. I don't do that. I'm really more the person who comes in and gets them to break the boundaries of their normal thinking, and then I help them decide, well, so then how do you take that and what would you do next with it?
Boy, it sounds like we're doing that worldwide, are we not?
Well, I think so. You know, the times that we live in, this economic hardship that we have is a time to sort of reconsider some of our values and really what the economy is supposed to be all about.
Yes, well, perhaps in our next segment we can talk more about that and what you see are the unfolding trends of the future. So give us your website again.
The website is very simple, www.futurist.com, F-U-T-U-R-I-S-T, futurist.com. Lots and lots of free information, videos, and so on there.
Good. This is Jan Reha with the Career Discovery Show. So keep tuned and you can hear about our future trends.